Yeah.
So you're famous.
Sort of. For 15 seconds, right? Yeah. Good early morning, Golden. It's about 5:41. It's time to get up and get your day started. It's 39 degrees outside. Hello and welcome to Colorado Springs. I am charging at the none other than REI EV Go station. Let's talk about temperature this morning. I left Golden about 39 degrees outside, which remained. Actually dropped down to 28 degrees. And arrived in Colorado Springs, 19 miles of range and 10% battery. I left Golden, 118 miles of range at 77% this morning. Charging in 24 minutes. Active power 35 kilowatts, 17.2 kilowatts, and charged sends 9%. Currently at 59%. Charged up 116 miles, 79% battery, 806. 44 degrees outside. Let's get to the show. Here's the Bass Pro. This is me arriving at Colorado Springs. See where we're going. Hey, look.
Well, I just
You're not local?
No, I'm from Golden.
Oh.
Like 118 miles of range at 77% this morning. So yeah, I'll stop and charge. Just the EV Go station at REI.
You know the Nissan dealer here has free charging.
You know, I pulled into that and I went around the whole building and I couldn't find it. And then as I'm waiting to charge at the REI, I looked at the photos closer and I'm like, oh yeah, there's this lady charging or something. So I'm like, I'll go back later or
Yeah, it's only
whatever.
50 kilowatts. But I have a Leaf also. It's an older one, it's 2013.
Okay.
It doesn't even have a CHADeMO port.
Oh, really?
It just has J1772.
Oh wow, yeah. Are you from Colorado Springs then?
Yes, I am.
Can't leave town car.
Yeah, that's
I loved it.
That's pretty true.
Yeah. I said.
But that's fine because
Yeah.
that's mostly all that most of the driving.
Yeah.
I do. I have driven to Denver from Colorado
Oh,
Springs,
okay.
but I did have to stop in Castle Rock, and I've driven to Pueblo many times. Mostly I drive around town. It's fine for that.
Yeah.
And I only paid $5,400
Oh,
for
wow.
the car I bought it used. It was about 6.5 years old.
Oh wow, that's
So it was a good starter. Electric vehicle,
Yeah.
you know. The range right there, that's the highest I've ever seen on this car.
oh okay, 136.
It was actually, I drove from Colorado Springs to Denver to the Museum of Nature and Science.
Yeah.
But I did have to stop in Castle
yeah.
Rock. But when I got to the Museum of Nature and Science, they have free chargers there.
Yeah, you do.
Oh god.
And
awesome.
I plugged in, and then I went into the museum, I think maybe for a couple hours, and I came out and I turned on the car, and that's what it had is.
You're like, whoa.
106. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, wow,
Yeah.
you know. But then immediately I thought, well, I think I better head home. So I drove like a couple miles, and it dropped like 10 miles or something.
Yeah.
I bought this car used, so I wasn't.
That's more efficient.
There you go. Oh
See,
look
it
it.
just has a-
Oh wow, it's empty. Oh no.
Yeah, it's empty.
It's very. It's supposed to be a more aerodynamic.
It's
more
not
efficient.
just a stylistic
Yeah, it's
thing.
airflow.
They actually did this so that the wind kind of, the wind doesn't smack
Yeah, I
you.
love it. It's kind of funny.
Really? Yeah, we call them frog eyes.
Yeah.
just got back from a 7,000 mile trip.
Oh wow, 7,000. Okay, what do you drive? Okay, how exciting.
It was interesting.
I would say, yeah. How is what year is it?
18.
Okay, my mom has a 2020, so they love it.
Did you get the new battery yet?
Nope.
I got mine about 2 weeks before we left on our trip, so worked out perfectly.
That's awesome. So then, how much more range do you have?
Well, you know, with the degradation before
Uh-huh.
the old battery, it was probably about a 15% boost, 25 or 30 miles probably.
That's not bad. Oh, that's really awesome then, when you're, especially if you're doing road trips and stuff.
The Ioniq 5.
Oh, how do you like it?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah?
That's just a fun car.
How many miles of range?
So I get around 250, 260 on
Wow,
a full charge.
that's awesome.
Depending on how I drove previously. And my buddy's just like, well, what's your range? And I was like, well, it's really bad right now. And he's like, well, shouldn't it be the same? Depends if I'm running late for work, if it's windy outside, you know, the
It's
temperature.
cool.
Yeah.
Are you from Colorado Springs?
Yeah, well, I'm stationed here. So.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
It's weird because there's those little divots for the That's why.
So yeah, so this is your VW?
Yes, I bought it in June last year. You know, I was really looking for a Toyota RAV4 Prime, the plug-in electric Ford. You know, and our other vehicle is a C-Max Ford. And so I thought, well, that would work. So I went to all the Ford dealers and same thing. Oh, well, we don't know when we can get them, and we don't know when they'll actually be rolling them out, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So how do you like this? How do you like your car?
I like it. You know, they had a first edition version, which I think the VW sent to all the dealers for a demo vehicle. Yeah, end of April, I guess, of last year. And they said, yeah, by June we ought to have them. And they had 20 of them that they had the VIN numbers for. You know, I just want a plain Jane. I don't need all these packages. Before I know it, you know, early June, they gave me a call and said, your vehicle's on the way.
Oh, wow.
And
Holy moly.
and so I went all electric. It dove in, you know.
Yeah, well, you didn't even like have a Prius or anything.
Well, we started in 2006 with a hybrid Saturn Vue.
Oh, okay.
You know, and they only made 16,000 of them and had added a larger battery for that year. But they really never went into production, you know, because they shut down. I think Pontiac as well, right? So GM lost a couple of those divisions. Yeah. I've had a Prius for a while we had the two hybrids.
Oh man, it's like, what's it like? Yeah, it was now I see why. Yeah, okay, it's a whole different thing when you're in it.
Is this your Tesla?
This is my Tesla.
Oh, awesome.
Thanks.
How long have you
About
had it?
8 months.
Okay.
But I've been driving a Model S for about 7 years.
Okay, so you know all about it. And
Well, I wouldn't say all about it, but I'm pretty experienced with
yeah, this is awesome.
And that's the Plaid. That's the
Yeah,
fastest
it is.
production car.
When know. I was excited because I was, oh, it's got one of those special steering wheels too. Do you mind if I sit on the other side? Awesome, yeah.
He's a good kid.
Ooh, this is so cool. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Have you taken any road trips?
One in this car and lots in the previous
Yeah.
versions of Model S. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Where did you go?
Baltimore, Warrenton, Virginia, Custer, South Dakota, the factory, Fremont factory in California, visiting my cousins, and
Where have you guys gone? You have the...
I've got this one.
Oh, okay.
I've gone, my farthest trip was Vegas.
Okay,
I've been, yeah, it's my furthest trip.
okay.
And that was fun. I went the north way around 70, which is typical, but I had to come back because we had the canyon and I-70 with all the mudslides closed.
Oh, that's so scary,
So
yeah.
we had to come up all the way through New Mexico on the way back to southern route. So we made one big loop.
That's kind of what we did, yeah.
We went to Kansas for a car show, and it was a classic car show. And Wilson, who was
Uh-huh.
here earlier,
Yeah.
Wilson, I think.
Yeah.
He and I were the only ones that went, so he brought our EVs. And it was just called Thunder in the Plains in Hays, Kansas. And,
Okay.
would you guys allow EVs? And I'm sure, yeah, more the merrier, whatever. Well, we'll bring the Lightning. You got the Thunder because all the muscle cars, right? So, we go there, and in Kansas, there's really very little EV adoption or awareness.
Yeah.
Because there's, you got John Deere tractors. So we were like the hit of the show. We lost our voices telling them about all this stuff. We had people like, did you have to pull this here? Or you drove it here? But they didn't know the one thing, Tesla, they got those special chargers at the Applebee's.
Yeah.
That was it. They knew it, that it was at Applebee's. That's all they knew about Tesla, because you drove through that town, charged, and went out. You didn't stay there.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch of fun because we were, educating these people that just they're not exposed to it.
Yeah.
You go to Denver for an event, they call you a snob.
Yeah.
These events, I mean, the more EVs, the better, because it
Yeah.
shows that it's a variety
Yeah.
of stuff that's
Yeah.
out there. I mean, you can get these cars now for $31,000 for the Leafs and Bolts,
Yeah.
up to, mortgage,
Yeah.
160.
So here I am in Castle Rock, Colorado, charging at Target. That's a fresh new start at an Electrify America spot. Easy to charge. Charging at the Electrify America in Castle Rock was actually one of the best charging experiences I've had. 45 minutes later, I'm ready to head out. Alrighty, just got home at 106 miles of range, 69% battery, and 23,475 miles on the odometer. I'll run the miles and see how much range. The total trip was 167 miles at a cost of $22.26. Oh, it's back. Hello and welcome to... And you can't really see all that great because the sun just came up and I have to use the restroom, so that'll be to be continued. the road traffic's not going to be great for making a video. Yeah.
There's been
Oh, right on.
yeah.
Yeah. I know. Well, I tried to arrive early, and then I'm sitting there charging at 7:30 going, well.
So much for that early.
Yeah, so much for early.
Yeah, there's donuts there. And then, did you fill out one of the waiver forms?
I did. Oh, shoot. Here's the Top Golf over there. Oh, I think this is it. This time, I'm just walking out of Colorado's Jr. with no fast food. Thank you very much. It was open, and it was the closest thing nearby, REI, for a restroom. See where we're going. Hey, look. Electric vehicle event. I should just put at least one of them out, because I'm worried about the wind. 2,000 miles in 3.5 days. I went to...
That's pretty aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. How exciting, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Whoa. They're going a little too fast. Wow. And that's the electric car time? Yeah. Oh, wow. Interesting, yeah. I have so many of them. This is like my 5th car show this month.
Oh, you're really into
Yeah,
it.
oh, I love it. I told myself last season for National Drive Electric Week I'd do as many as I could this year.
Oh, okay.
I know a father and son duo that sponsored the Tesla that went up too. I don't know if you saw that one. So it was kind of, they do a YouTube channel called Now You Know for Tesla and stuff. It's really awesome. It's really informative and gives you up-to-date news, and I've been on it a couple times, so might as well talk about that a little bit. And we have so many cars here, it's unbelievable. What else do I say? This is an outtake. Let's go inside and use the restroom. Hello and welcome to Colorado Springs, Colorado. I am the Nissan Leaf owner of 23,000 miles. Walking back to the car, should be at 98% or more. We'll see what the range says. And head on back to the town. I was going to say head on back to Denver, but that's not where I'm from. Well, I guess I could say that, but I look at this view. Cars are avoiding my shop. Walking out of Colorado's Jr. with no fast food. Thank you very much. Charging at 7:30 going, well.
So much for that early.
Yeah, so much for early. Let's talk about my burnt forehead.